The very first Women on Air conference is taking place this morning. It aims to increase the representation of female experts on radio and on television. Well, our reporter Aisling Riordan is at the conference and joins us now from Dublin Castle. Aisling.
Hi Keelan, yes, I'm here in the Wedgwood Room in Dublin Castle where over 200 people are here for this conference which aims to promote more female voices on air. If we head in here to the Gothic Room, you'll hear all the voices and the chatter and the drinking of tea and coffee, and we're going to talk to the founder of Women on Air, Margaret E. Ward. Margaret, can you tell me a bit about why you decided to have an organisation like this in the first place?
Well, I guess 3 years ago, there was a debate on Twitter talking about why were there no women on Irish radio, why were there so few? And a number of us kind of looked at it and thought, well, it seems ridiculous when women have raised to so much, you know, in terms of their professional progression in the law, in business and elsewhere, that they weren't being portrayed on air as experts or authoritative. So women are 51% of the population, and although we've had great progression over the years, we're only cited as experts 22% of the time. Usually when women are brought on programs as contributors, it's really around the traditional, you know, family, fashion and things like that. So we just felt that it was important that as members of the media that we looked at this and said, you know what, women are experts too, and we wanted to provide a place where those experts could come together and meet producers and researchers so that they could see that in fact there are thousands and thousands of female experts who are available to go on their programs.
Now, this is the first conference. Tell me a bit about what you'll be discussing throughout the morning.
I guess there are two main panels. So the first panel is about, you know, do we need a more representative media, which goes to that first point, which is, you know, why aren't there more female experts on air? Why don't we hear many voices, female voices in the primetime hours between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. in the influential spots in terms of news and current affairs programming? And the second one is who is shaping our view of the world, or who's narrating our world? So if we have a narrow band of people that we're inviting to comment in the media, they're usually men who are in their 50s, who are from Dublin 4 or 6, then what kind of conversation are we having? So Women on Air is really about, you know, creating a stronger media so that we have a healthier democracy.
Thank you very much, Margaret. If we head on over here, we'll get the international perspective, and we have Katie Ornstein, who is the founder of the Op-Ed project in the States. So internationally, you're doing this on a bigger scale, so tell me a bit about it.
Oh, hi. Well, we're a community of journalists who believe a wider range of voices should be shaping the world, just like everyone here at Women on Air. For us, that is women, but also lots of other voices. Right now, we hear from so few voices, and if you think about it, if you believe that so many, half of the voices and the ideas and the brains in the world, if you believe that half of the best ideas come from women, then what's the cost to society if those voices are missing?
Now, I saw on your website all the different New York newspapers, different papers from throughout the States, and the percentages of men versus women, they're staggering. Is it getting better?
Yes, it is getting better in certain forums. It depends on who you ask and what you ask, but I think there are some really important improvements. Right now, women have between 15 and 20% share of voice. In the United States and also globally, we could be more generous if we expanded the frame. But if we're looking at top, not just media, but if we look at corporate boards or parliament, or we look at Hollywood, writers, producers, and directors, but also opinion pages and Wikipedia, pretty much across the board, women have somewhere between 15% and 20% share of voice at the top levels. However, one of the key indicators that we track is opinion forums. These are the forums where individuals and ideas get planted and enter the marketplace of ideas. So they tend to predict who will rise in power and which ideas will shape public policy and public opinion. And those forums in the United States, since we've been around, have changed by 6 percentage points. So we've improved from 15% to 21% in representation of women.
With a bit of hard work, we can do it.
Yeah, I think it's really important to remember, you know, there are some problems that seem intractable and unsolvable. If you're working for social justice or poverty, it seems, when will we ever solve it? But there are also some problems that we're solving right beneath our noses.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Katie. So finally, if we head over this way, and I suppose we've been hearing from the experts in their fields. Susan Webster, tell me a bit about your background.
Yes, I'm a solicitor and I have my own practice and I specialise in the area of family law.
And I suppose you're here. Why are you here today?
Well, I do a little bit of local and national radio myself, and I know Women on Air. I know the work that they've done. I think they're great at promoting women experts, and I think it's really apparent if you look around here today how many women there are who are experts in their field. So I really wanted to come and support them, and to hear the speakers. They have an amazing lineup of speakers. It's fantastic.
And for you as a woman in your field, do you think it's important that you get your voice out there?
Absolutely, and I think that, as I said, there are so many other women as well, but for me as well, I love doing the radio, and I love getting the message out there, ensuring that people know their rights.
I'm not just talking about fashion or certain things that are attributed to women.
No, absolutely not. I've just been speaking to somebody who's in the financial services area, somebody else who's in radio. There's such a wide category.
Thank you very much, Susan. So you've heard it there from lots of different people and who are experts in their field. And I suppose Women on Air are hoping that this conference will be the first of many and that their message turns into action where it will become the norm to hear female voices on air.